I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey. Motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes the agenda for today, minutes from December 30th, and minutes from January 2nd reorganization meeting.
I'll second that motion.
Is there any additions or corrections to the agenda? Not all those in favor of the consent agenda,
Aye.
opposed, motion carries. Have any liquor license? We have no liquor license. A public comment period. Everybody's quiet today. Board of Supervisors committee meeting updates. I guess the only thing I had, I was invited by the Minneola Fire Department Rescue Unit to a soup supper last night. It's mainly an informational meeting on how many calls and things that they make over a year. They're running, I think it's 437 calls to fire and rescue has gone out of that community. And you can tell by the speech of Mr. Johnson, you know, it's an overload to them, but they're glad that they can do it. A lot of it's mutual aid between the whole county. A lot of people didn't understand that, for instance, Emerson and stuff is pretty well taken care of by Montgomery County. Now Henderson is being taken care of by Silver City because Macedonia closed the doors. And Pacific Junction, of course, the amount of calls that they make all over this the entire Mills County, and then they also are going up into parts of Cape Creek Township. They go up into Pot County for some calls because they can be there quicker than others. But they had 4 kinds of soup. Then people know how to make soup. And I can tell you that much. And they had a dessert table as big as this table here, full of cakes, pies, cookies, you name it, they had it. So, you know, it's a very good time associated with people. So that's all I had.
I also joined Richard last night at the soup dinner in Mineola at the fire department. It's very, very good information that was presented. Very good meeting. I enjoyed learning about all the different equipment that they have to have, and then also the price. They're talking about how they were able to get fire trucks for $100,000 back in the day, way back when it was, $5,650, and nowadays it's about $1 million, $1.5 million to get a fire truck with the equipment that's necessary to take care of fire. So it's very interesting to learn all about that. A lot of good people, a lot of good things happening there. That's all I have.
I was also invited, but I got hung up at church taking down some Christmas decorations and didn't get out of there in time, so I missed the soup supper. So all I have.
Okay, Mr. Farrell, you're up.
All right, first thing on the list, for the first of the year, need to update our Title VI agreement, DOT, as the board chair changes, so just need to sign that. I'll send it to the DOT. They'll sign it, send it back, sign copy. We also have assurances, but those are good for 5 years or unless the Title VI board member changes. I see that happening, so we're good for a few more years on that one, so.
I'd make a motion to approve the chair to sign the Title VI agreement.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, authorized chair to sign Title VI agreement. Any further discussion? None. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Jake, on the next one there, the road groomer, good time.
Okay, next on the list, as discussed in past meetings, I'll bring to the road groomer. Road groom, so this is, get the exact numbers.
No, he didn't.
Left at home on tape.
Okay. Well, so I brought it to you guys last week and kind of give you a number, it was like 17,500. Guess that was not with all the add-ons that we need for it. So this is a quote 17.5. These are the extra options here. So we wanted to add on all the options except for this pump here. This pump allows it to be used on pickup truck. However, we're not gonna do that pump because, again, when they demoed it, that truck was, struggling a little bit up the hill, so we're primarily gonna use the tractor. However, we had 4-minute meetings yesterday and talked about this. We do put it on trucks, we'll probably put it on a single axle dump truck. Cause then we have the hoses, the hydraulics for it because of the snowplow, so we would just have to run the hoses and we can do all that ourselves. So that saves us $4,000 there, but still adding these other options of the carbide teeth, magnet, front magnet on it, so as we go through the road. Especially over here, we've got calls in the past, pop tires, you know,
Yep, yep.
especially when the blade does come through and pull stuff up, you know. But big front magnet on it, pick that stuff up as we go. All that together, it's $26,523. And again, what's nice about this is we can get this now and then purchase it in next fiscal year's budget, so after July 1st. Or if we get towards the end here and we have money in this budget from other accounts, that we can pay for that or we can even split. So I think it's a good thing. Again, I did my research on other counties and it seems to, most of them think must have. So definitely want to try it out. See.
I'd like to see how long your teeth last on that.
Yeah, it'll kind of depend, I think, on the conditions, but since it's not like a boy where we're not cutting out all the washboards, I think there's options.
But we still have disc, stuff that goes on the patrol, single disc that we
Yeah, we
use.
still have that shoulder disc.
Shoulder disc.
Yeah,
Okay,
we had that out east last year. And each grader will take it to the territory and hit that. Those were pretty good too, but some of that rock and plus up that vegetation. So this is just for on the road, so pulling some of that stuff up. The disc is another tool in our toolbox.
well, there's plenty of, in fact, you know, days like this thing to me would be ideal to take care of the ripples and the washboards that we have in certain places. Cause you can actually supervise it yourself from the tractor seat, it looks like. I've seen them, so I think it'd be a good purchase. Up to the,
Make a motion to approve the purchase of the road broom, cost of $26,523, being purchased either at the end of this fiscal year or the beginning of next fiscal year.
No, so road groom manufacturing, sorry, Jen.
Correct.
I will second that motion.
okay, it's been a motion made and seconded to approve the purchase of a road groom machine at $26,523.
23.
Are there any other discussions? Comments? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. Signing of the tall grass pipeline inspection contract with Snyder and Associates.
Okay, obviously a continuation from last time when they came and presented, sent over the contract, looked that over. They did attach the schedule of fees to the back here. They're doing it by an hourly basis. Typically in these contracts, I'll see where they have the hourly basis, but then they'll have a not to exceed estimated amount. They did not have that in here. I emailed her, she followed up. I'll just read this quick email, a few sentences, and we can discuss it. So please don't hold me to this because we really will be at the contractor's mercy. I think we will be around 1,500 man hours, around $200,000 in fees. And I'm guessing expenses, mileage will run about $7,500. Depending on how they work the project, we have 1 or 2 technicians present every day. They are working, and I'm planning contingency of another tech. I'm not working. If we see we don't need that many, we can pull someone and assign them to it. So, when I first got that, I think 200,000 is quite a bit for something like this from inspection. I think 1,500 man hours is a lot to put towards this. One person, 40 hours a week is 2,080 for the whole year. So even if they have 2 people the whole time, it's still quite a bit. So talking with Kevin, because he handles utility permits, he's gonna reach out and kind of ask them how long they think their construction is gonna last. And then we obviously are gonna be following up with the inspection on the road portions of this, so we'll kind of keep an eye out too. How many techs do they have out there? Is a contractor out there? And then we, of course, are gonna be reviewing the invoices as they come in. So we kind of match that up with what we're seeing at the field. So it is by hour, it's 200,000, it's a bit scary. However, we are going to kind of make sure they're being honest with what they are charging us. And then, of course, there's reimbursement that you guys will receive ahead of time before we pay them. I don't know.
That's something I want to make clear is that we're not using our money to do this.
Yep.
John, you've looked at this and,
Contract. We haven't had a chance to review it yet.
okay.
I did not send it to them. They do have red in here, modified, under invoicing and payments. Professional will be paid within 45 days of the client receiving payment from the pipe.
Okay.
First.
Okay.
So they do have that in here. Payments paid, they say 60 days, so.
And so we get stuck signing something that we're responsible for, yet we don't get reimbursed. We're not gonna pay them unless they pay us.
Yeah, so that's right here.
Good.
Now, I don't know, talk pipeline on the reimbursement. Do they have some sort of limit or cap? You know, or I don't want,
They've never talked to us about anything on
and I
that.
haven't had any discussions with that. I don't know exactly.
Would it be maybe in the next couple of weeks, I can get a hold of them, or you can or something, have them come in and sit down with us before we sign this? I don't feel at ease signing this right now because there's a few questions in there, the 1,500 hours, that's a lot of hours to me for 5 miles.
Seems like a lot, if it's even quite 5 miles,
Not quite.
3.5 mils.
so.
I would like to see some clarity on it. At least from the pipeline to say, are you okay with this?
Ooh,
Because you're gonna be paying the bill.
Who reached out to you initially? With
Uh,
the pipeline?
John Tallgrass.
yeah, John Tallgrass is the line.
So I'll see if he's the same one that, Kevin is dealing with. So
Probably he's the one that lives in this area. Over in Nebraska, I think.
Now, Matt White said they wanted to start here in January, construction machines.
I can't find it right now. Check. Let's see. Good.
But I agree, I said, I think my department will help keep in check that they are building honestly and that.
Yeah.
We see there's 2 people, we don't wanna see 2 people just sitting in the truck.
I just don't want to get locked into a contract and have, like, let's say now we only kept it at 100.
Yeah,
We're stuck with 100, whatever.
yeah, I agree, and that's kind of what we're discussing with you guys to make sure, cause yeah, this isn't even for the road portion. portion, again, my department's doing the road portion, which really isn't much because they're boring out of it. But there's some temporary entrances and stuff that will be handled.
We've already got that handled through our policies.
Yeah, so this is for the private landowners.
If you could shoot that through the county attorney, at least for a quick review, that would be.
Yep.
Make me feel well, comfy.
No problem.
It's a big number.
Yeah, I was, right.
Yeah.
You know, like, so if they're using two technicians, what she's saying in this email too, is that if they're working in two separate locations throughout the day, that they need two different people.
Understandable.
So that's something we can understand, but at the same time, if we drive up, they're both just sitting in the pickup all day long, it's, well, we're not paying for two, because.
Well, what I have a problem with is that multiplying to 3,000 hours? I mean, they're talking about 1,500,
That should include.
should include
Come
clarification.
Table that till next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, general discussion, so talked last time at the DOT, somebody hit that bridge, Risk Road over I-29. It's a DOT bridge, even though it's on a county road. Now they reached back out to me and, want to know if the board is interested in taking their deal here. They would like to remove that bridge.
Really?
And we get a nice paycheck of about $1.5 million. So there's 40 vehicles per day on that. The detour, I think it's about 4 miles. Go down to the Wabanzi, Bartlett exit, you have to come back up. I think it's definitely worth considering. Paddock Ave Bridge was about $610,000 to replace. We're budgeting $750,000 for 215th Street Bridge. So, 1.5 million, that's 2 smaller bridges or 1 decent bridge that we could replace in the county somewhere.
My only concern and question would be, taking that out, what does that do to our fire rescue? I know that's quite a desolate area as
Mhm.
far as people living there. I mean,
They're crossing at Paddock.
Yeah.
Paddock goes over, doesn't it? Yeah.
Paddock or down to Wabanzi.
Paddock or, yeah, or it was.
We don't like dead ends on the graders. You
no,
know,
I mean, because I had next to a guy last night at the supper, he says, "What are you guys gonna do to us down there?" And I said, "Well, you might have to travel around to get to some farm ground and stuff," but I says, "It goes to a dead end and we have to find some place to turn around all the time. And, if the state really doesn't want to replace it, they can just leave it closed."
Yeah, he did say they have planned repairs this summer. And it's 1 lane traffic right now, but their preference would be to remove it. He said it does require board approval, has to be resolution. So he just asked today to bring it up to you guys, because those are some of the discussions, fire and rescue. We don't like dead ends, but also for $1.5 million, that's.
Looks like they have a lot of right of way that we could use for a turnaround if we had to. If this is somewhat correct.
That's what, railroad, the first one there?
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of dirt work.
Oh, yeah. Well, they would have, they'd have a lot of work to do there, moving the bridge anyway, so that would be at their cost. I don't want to have them give us $1 million, and have to spend $1 million build a turnaround and all that, then. Just like we did with our bridge over the railroad, by, John Deere. There mentioned, that was money they gave us for that bridge, we ended up spending more and paying them for inspections and everything else, so. I'd like to hear some input from the farmers down there before we make that decision.
I'll get a hold of Robbie Dashner.
Craig, you pretty good to get Cheryl in here.
Cheryl.
It's 40 vehicles per day. I'm actually surprised that it was that many. So, I mean, it's a lower amount compared
Mhm.
relative, but at the same time, it's not 6 or
Mhm.
10.
Entertain it.
For the discussion. Okay. Well, yeah, I think that'd be a good next step. Get some of the landowners in here, have a discussion. Richard, do you want me to reach out to Cheryl? or-
Yes, you would please.
I have Cheryl's number, so I can reach out to him and
Then he can get a hold of the rest of his, Robbie farms all his ground around that, so.
problem. Be back on railroad, want to update you guys on the Kelting Ave railroad crossing down at Pacific Junction. And we officially close that and everything. We did receive our check from the railroad, $15,000 for that. And then I have a final inspection with the DOT on January 20th. And once that's finalized, they're also gonna match us $15,000. That's in the works, just want to give you an update on that. And then H12, they're installing the Brummel panels tomorrow, so the project will be construction wise completed 100%.
Good.
Then with some paperwork and closing up like that. That's all I have for general discussion.
Thank you very much, sir.
I had a phone call from Richard Ronfeld, Silver City. There's a no passing sign that probably the wind took off a lot, but it broke. Going south up out of Silver City. And partway up the hill, it's laying off on the right-hand side.
You're saying here.
Right hand side.
Did the city do all their, I hadn't been through there since they did all their markings,
Yeah, they did.
signs, and, I mean, they got it pretty well lit up, you know.
Yeah.
It tells you too fast, it don't tell you to slow down, it just says too fast, you know. So, no,
Yeah. Curious to see if those pavement markings, if they see an improvement. And then all the time they're seeing
Yeah.
traffic.
had a few complaints on stop signs around the county. Worst stop sign the county has is at Harris and 230. No one ever stops at that one.
No, they're flashing red up
Got everything there.
there. Yeah.
Lord.
It is.
That was put into effect according to a law or rule that came out when Ed Meyer was here, uncontrolled intersections. We went around on gravel roads and put up stop signs on the wrong side as far as I was concerned. I mean, the road that goes through the intersection, you know, we put stop signs on that, the ones that come to it. But, Jim, this is wrong. I says, this, you know, putting this, he said, we're controlling this traffic. I said, yeah, but these speeders that's going this way at full speed. And
I don't know.
So I still think it-
Can do it though. You're right through there, there's so many intersections, there's no yield signs, no stop signs. Yeah,
We don't want to be like
No. don't dare do that. Cause I live there and there was one after about 4 or 5 accidents, they finally put up yield signs. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Oh, and the ladies that who put the slow speed signs up on
Alice?
Alice, they are very happy with what you did.
Good.
You did good.
Glad to hear it. All right. Thank you. Yep, have a good day.
Audra, you're up next.
Good morning.
Board of Adjustment.
She replacing him, Jenny. I'd make the motion to appoint Caleb Murphy to the zoning board of adjustment.
Second.
There's been a motion made and seconded to appoint Caitlin Workfelt to the zoning board of adjustment for replacement that is retiring. Any discussion, questions? The question I had was, how much she gonna get paid for doing it?
Much as everyone else does. The going rate.
Don't it?
I really don't.
They was afraid that she would carry her time, you know, she comes into work and stuff today for public health and things, and she would just carry it on in as overtime, and I said,
We're
no.
talking about you, Caitlin.
Well, she walked in at the wrong time. Maybe I'll be quiet now. But no, that's the person that he was very adamant. He said, well, who's gonna cut her off? Who's gonna control this? I said, she's on a salary. I said, whatever time she works, that's what she gets paid.
And it's
You
separate.
know, so that was the only question I had. We have a motion and a second to appoint Caitlin Murta to the zoning board of adjustment. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Glad to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
See ya.
Okay, Caitlin, you're up.
So just here, so Caitlin Walter was appointed to the Board of Health to fill the last year of Sandy Leader's term. So she's the medical chair, so you have to be in the UPO and for that. She's willing to continue doing it. She's done a great job over the last years.
Make the motion to reappoint her.
Second.
There's been a motion made and seconded. We appoint Caitlin Walter to the Board of Health for specific reasons stated.
Paying attention.
Okay. So, are there any other questions, concerns from anybody? Number? Yes, well done. She is. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Caitlin. You're up. Melissa, you're up. Okay. Request to hire universal.
Yes, we would like to request to be able to hire to fill our full-time position is open with our deputy retiring.
How much? How much? Do you know yet?
We're gonna start with what we had the last time. 48, 689, 55, depending on experience.
They're already advertising for the position. You want to approve the advertising? I'll make a motion to approve the advertising of a universal clerk position in the treasurer's office, starting salary $48,689.05, depending on experience.
Second.
We have a motion made and seconded. The request hiring a universal clerk in the treasurer's office. Starting salary of $48,689.55. Any further discussion? Question? Not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. You gotta go to work. I think he's still hunting hogs. Poor guy. Scratch him off the. Hey, we're back to, through the appointment of county residents who are eligible to serve members of the Mills County Condemnation Commission. And then down a little bit further, we also have consideration creation of a CO2 pipeline board. I think you told us we had 38 people.
Yes.
We have two that have moved away, John Paul and Amy.
Extra.
So we have down two there, and then this is only, went through this morning and kind of made a list for a CO2 pipeline. Entirely up to the board to approve this board, add to or deny. I used Ed Cambridge, real estate, Brian Bush, business person, Gary Maher, farmer, Robbie Dashner, farmer, Grant Dean, a banker. If you take those five out of the condemnation, plus the other two, that's seven. Can we do that?
Well, first.
Which ones are you taking out?
Ed Cambridge,
36 is what we'll take it down to.
Second.
He's individual before.
he is the number one person.
Okay, so that brings that one down to 4.
Okay, and then Amy is gone.
So that you'd have 4 left, but you
4
need a
left
minimum
there.
of 7.
And then Ryan Wigenbush, who is in the city property, took him, cut him off, put him on the CO2. And then operators of ag property, I took Gary Maher and Robbie Dashner. And then values of bankers, auctioneers, property managers and things. I took Grant Dean and put on the CO2 list.
Okay. So the problem is, that's perfectly fine if you want to remove them from the condemnation and move them to your CO2, but you still need to rework your different criteria because they each have to have a minimum of 7. So right now, your licensed real estate agents and brokers, if you remove Ed and Amy, that's down to 4 because it was at 6.
So then we would have to come up with 3, put in that category is what you're telling
At a
me?
minimum.
I don't know.
We have to be around 9, right?
It depends on how many people, you have to have a minimum of 28 that's required in the code. So you can have as many people as you want on this commission, but they have to be equal in each criteria. So the minimum in each criteria is 7. So right now, your licensed real estate agents and brokers is at 4 with the removal of Ed and Amy. Your owners of city property with the removal of Ryan is at 11. Your owner operated agricultural property with the removal of Robbie and Gary is at 7. And
Moving
then
them from the condemnation board if they go to the CO2 board?
what?
Yeah. Is
You
it-
don't have to remove them.
Yeah, why remove them? The condemnation board.
Well,
That was
that-
at the suggestion of Richard, but I'm just saying.
that's just my suggestion, that we're moving these to the CO2 board.
We can have them on both though, can't we?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, let's just.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm
It's hard to
just
find people
wanting some
to do
names
this,
for,
We do need some more, obviously, but.
Right.
We do.
my main objective was to have a list of names we could just go
Yeah.
to and not have to sit here and try and figure out. I'm flexible on this.
Gentlemen prefer that we stay at 36 or we move to 28 because if we stay at 36, we're gonna have to find, with keeping Ed on real estate, we're gonna have to find 4 people to put on real estate. We move to a 28-member condemnation board, then we just have to change that by 2, minus 5 from city property, minus 2 from agriculture, minus 1 from bankers out here.
It has to be divisible by 4. Why can't we just add 4 real estate agents? And then we'll have plenty.
They all have to be even.
They all have to have the same number.
All have to have the same number. Okay.
Okay, can we use 5 people for the CO2 board?
That is something you guys are creating that's separate from this.
Yeah.
So
Those are 2 different.
Don't you think
animals.
that's enough? I mean, time you try and get 7 people out there
Yeah,
and they start wandering around.
that's the next
Yeah.
agenda item.
I've been there and done that, and it's no fun.
I'd be in favor, just myself. We don't have the condemnation board often that we just change all the equal amounts, the 4 equal amounts to 7.
Yeah.
If that's okay. We just have to add 2 real estate agents and remove some.
Tina's daughter said she would serve on that as a real estate agent.
Who is it?
Tina's daughter. They don't meet very often anyway. Still need one more.
Yeah, we don't have anybody from Malvern on that. Real estate broker.
Lynn, that's Hastings.
Oh,
Henderson, it's a real estate agent.
how about moving Donna Weekend she's from Henderson, isn't she? To the real estate board brokers.
Real estate agent?
Oh. Can't tell you for sure.
they have to meet their criteria to be in that category.
Yeah, be an agent or a broker.
Do you find with putting Sandy with real estate agents? Cause then I'll take care of that. Then we just have to, I can't think of any real estate agents. Over Riverstone.
I'm fine with that. Tina's daughter, Sandy Wynn, that's just at 7.
So then,
You put up there, Sandy Witten.
Sandy Wynn or Tina.
correct, and what I'm saying that we have to remove 5 from city property, 80, it's down to 7.
If you have them out, so right there.
Be in favor of moving all.
And Doug Burchett is putting his business in June.
There we go.
If,
Those 2. Jackie,
Yeah, she's more or less retired.
you got one more to go there.
2 more. Alicia and
What about Andy Young or Richard? Well, we don't have any, we only got one person from Pacific Junction,
Mhm.
one from Silver City.
that we removed. Emerson.
Jeff Richards. He here he was having health issues. Shouldn't something.
Yeah.
But
Remove Jeff.
yeah,
Maybe Jeff changed. Alicia.
Mhm.
Just to 7 there. And 1. I'd be in favor of it. Boy,
And I'm not sure that Denise Crawford has any property anymore. So I'd give it a 7 on that one. Oops.
Thomas John.
John.
Good. Well, I'd make a motion to appoint Tina Stouter and Sandy Wenton as real estate agents to the Most County Condemnation Commission, and then removing Jeff Richards, Jackie Young, Doug Burchett, Alicia Hagan, Tom Mulholland from owners of city property, Denise Crawford, Ryan Goy from owner operator agricultural property, and John Paul from the knowledge of property values.
Second. Got a list straight there. Katie?
Okay, we have a motion made and seconded to reorganize condemnation board list of people. Statement, yeah, here, so
As discussed.
are there any other additions, corrections, or if not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, consideration, formal action, creation of the CO2 pipeline with it. Gentlemen, this was only a suggestion of these people that I listed out here. If you have anybody else who want to change. Just kind of broke it up out of,
Fine with those.
out of the people we had, so, you know, I thought, why? We have these people, we've talked to these people, you know, they are kind of familiar with what we have, what they have to do. And very seldom get called, but I've never had anybody turn us down as far as coming and doing something.
I'd wanna just bring a point. Dan Stanley contacted me and said he was interested in the CO2 board. He came to the meeting last week. So that's something just said about my personal beliefs. I would like to either see Susie McDonald, Karen Seipel, or Marty Maher part of this commission as they are dealing with the pipeline on their land in Montgomery County.
You had Marty on there, didn't you?
What's Gary to Marty? Is he a cousin, relation, or?
So their relation somehow. Those three have,
They're involved.
they've been involved. They have a lot of knowledge when it comes to the pipeline.
So you wanna go with Marty on? Replace Gary, right? And then take one of these other people and replace him with,
Just take them off. We just add them all to it.
that would make 7, it'd be all right.
There's 7.
We got 7 on all the other boards, why not?
Works
Well,
for me.
and maybe, you know, it wouldn't be bad idea to have 7 there. 5 can make it, they're still, you know, okay. So we're gonna add Marty Maher.
Would you, read the names, Richard?
Okay, I will, I do. And Don Stanley, right?
Dan Stanley.
Dan. He's from Iowa West.
He's no,
Oh, that's Mark. That's Mark.
That's Mark.
Mark was there, I know he's still there.
People that we've talked about and supposedly appointed to the CO2 board would be Ed Cambridge, Ryan Wigenbush, Gary Maher, Marty Maher, Robbie Dashner, Grant Dean, and Dan Stanley.
Just give me that list at the end of the meeting. Be beneficial.
I'll make the motion to appoint Ed Cambridge, Ryan Wogenbush, Gary Maher, Marty Maher, Grant Dean, Robbie Dashner, and Dan Stanley to the newly created CO2 pipeline.
To read this again. We have a motion made and seconded on the creation of a CO2 pipeline board. People would be Ed Cambridge, Ryan Wigenbush, Gary Maher, Marty Maher, Robbie Dashner, Grant Dean, and Dan Stanley. Board is okay with this. I will ask for your approval. All those in favor?
Alright,
You read the chickens correctly?
I can.
Okay. All right, new business, anyone have anything to add for next week's agenda?
And the only thing that I have for next week agenda is the thing you table. Jake. So far.
Okay. The EMA,
we're starting
are
instructions.
we supposed to meet with them here? Or are we meeting?
Yeah, the,
Board discretion.
The EMA mission with Travis,
No, EMS.
EMS. I haven't heard anything about it.
Either one of you got emails on this?
I've not yet. Are they planning on coming?
Well,
Here?
this is just it. Whether we ask them, their board to come here in the morning, or they have a meeting on the 15th with us at the annex.
January?
Yep.
I haven't counted. I'll be on that day.
All right. Tentative meeting, let's put it that way. I'll get a hold of Joe George. If you want to get a hold of him, that way, you would please.
Are you, what day are you looking at? January
Well,
13th,
mine says January 15th
15th?
in the evening.
Is it 6 p.m.?
But if they want to come here and present it, which I thought that's what we had decided, but,
We'll have to at some point.
right. Well, they wanted to get this done because they want to start promoting this, getting it going.
And are they looking at doing a special election or having it on?
It'll be on the
The
November
general.
ballot.
That's good, because I was gonna say your timeline to get it on the, for special is,
No, we're not doing special.
yeah, because it would have been January 19th,
No,
I
we
believe.
had a lady come down to us from Cass County and went through a lot of the guidelines and stuff that we need to do before they brought it to us and then afterwards, so. It was very nice of her.
So I'll reach out to Joe George about setting up a meeting at 6 p.m. on January 15th
Yep, or if they want to come here in
for the
morning.
meeting on the third, or still on the 15th?
Well,
Or do you want
Well,
that
if-
in a regular meeting?
if they could come here next Tuesday would be not, be all right.
I prefer that. I'll
Yeah.
be gone with that Thursday.
I will shoot for having it,
Okay.
in the next board meeting on the 13th,
But
but if not, we'll go for the 15th at 6.
the thing is, the amount of people that's on this board, things they do during the day on the fire chief, you know, and then we have the ambulance crews that drive in and park them and sweat bullets till they get back to the station, you know, and things, so. No,
And if we do have to have it, or if we get in for the 13th, I'll have it early.
okay. Any other new business? I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion to adjourn at 9:04.
Motion made, second to adjourn at 9:04. All those in favor?
I
Aye. Good job back over there.